Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Spoken and Heard Open Mic here at Kickbutt Coffee in Austin, Texas? I'm Mary B, and here's your host, Hot Tamale and Lost in Thought.
And the lovely Lost in Thought.
Yeah, Ernie. I'm supposed to be lovely, damn it.
He's a gorgeous bitch. Look at that. Look at that hair. Come on, flip your hair.
What?
Damn. That's hot. That's hot, baby. All right, what's happening, Kickbutt? You are about to witness the baddest open mic in the ATX, Spoken and Heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, Music, and Booze. That's right, this is not your average ordinary coffee shop. We do have a full bar. And behind the bar tonight, we have the pirate Jacob. Who will keep you fed, caffeinated, and buzzed. But love your bartender and show him love in the form of tips. Do not get close to him and get a hug and say, "We love you, Jacob." Because as much as you'd love to do that right now, we are in a pandemic, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah. No Barney moves.
Huh?
No, I love you, you love me.
Well, no, Jacob's going to show you love by giving you a delicious drink.
Ooh.
That's love right
Yum.
there. That is bartender love. That is bartender making love.
Well, he's not going to give you a drink. He's going to sell you a drink.
Yeah, he's gonna sell you a sexy drink.
A
right
sexy
there.
drink.
Yes, it is. And the special tonight are mixed drinks, $4. My ultra favorite is the Kickbutt Bloody Mary.
Yes.
It is delicious. It's a little too hot for this guy to handle, but anybody else, any other average Joe, it's delicious. Instead of Tabasco, they put sriracha. Yum yum.
Ooh.
Get your antioxidants and your booze at the same time. Lost in Thought, what were you drinking earlier?
Green tea smoothie.
Those are good.
Yes.
I've had that.
And don't forget about the PayPal.
Oh yeah, Ernie B, you want to mention about the PayPal?
Oh yeah, that's the if you'd like to donate to help support Kickbutt Coffee, there's the PayPal me link, PayPal me/Kickbutt Coffee at the bottom. If you'd like to send $1, $5, $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000, feel free to send it through that link. It's not a link; it's just the address. But you just go to PayPal.me/Kickbutt Coffee, and anything you contribute will help Kickbutt.
Yes.
Help keep Kickbutt in our community.
Yes, because it's times it's tough. I don't have to remind everyone what local venues have been going through all year.
Historic
basically,
places are shutting down. And
yeah, a lot of places have been shutting down. So we're very fortunate. We're still kicking here.
As he said. What were you going to say?
Yeah, even though we only have...
Valerie Brown is watching online. She says, "Nice that you're there." Well, thank you, Valerie.
Hello.
Even though we only have 2 people in the audience that are totally adhering...
We still have our virtual audience.
I know, and the physical audience that are totally and correctly adhering to the mask rules. Should we go over the mask rules or no?
Yes, we should always go over the mask rules because times is shitty, but we got to abide by the rules. So, if you want to perform on the stage, got to wear the mask. You want to be inside the venue, got to wear a mask. And, Ernie B, do you want to demonstrate the mask technique for eating and drinking?
Now, hold on, I got to get to the other shot here because that's the thing about being the audio engineer, the lighting engineer, and the video engineer. Oops. Okay, I guess I can use this shot.
You can do it, Ernie B.
Okay.
You can do it.
This is your drink. This is your mask.
Well done, Ernie.
Yeah.
And then back on.
Keeping it safe, keeping it sexy, and keeping the alcohol in your gullet. Hell yeah. Did I just say gullet?
You always say gullet. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
I mean, it is a gullet.
Honestly, I talk to people all week. Ernie says he goes, I go for days without talking. Me, I just talk all day. Every customer is a mini stage right there. I just put it on, I make them laugh, send them out the door, do that to the next person.
Yeah, because I'm home all the time. Since I'm not really working anymore. I mean, we have been doing some shows the last few months, but even then, I'm not talking. I'm listening. You know.
You're working.
Yeah, and you know, so when she comes home from work and she's like, I'm like, oh, slow down. I've just been talking to the cats, and the cats don't talk back.
God.
You know.
I wonder why that's why they call them seagulls. No, because gullet.
Okay, so let's start out
Oh,
the
actually,
show.
I was gonna say-
Before we go off on that particular tangent, let's go ahead and start off the show with our hype man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the wonder from down under, the Mad Max of merch, the Pied Piper of poetry himself, the only guy in this group that has his own day, November 10th. Give it up for Tom Moon Bird.
Gotta give him enough time to get onto the stage.
Yeah, I'm racing. I'm ready. This year, the Austin American Statesman reprinted for the 100th time, There is a Santa Claus, Virginia. Well, there is no Santa Claus in 20121, so I want to say there is a future, Virginia, and you are all part of it. I know for the past year, all you had was the past, pandemic, no future in it. But then science came in with vaccines, and the rush is on to test and apply them, which means those of us left may continue living. Of course, some live in Egypt, denial, where intransigence and stubbornness refuse all possibilities of improvement. Free will is always a conscious choice. I prefer the First Amendment of our Constitution over the Second Amendment any day. That day is today. New government, new vaccines, new year, and the possibility of a future that's benign, rational, and clear. So today, I threw out my 2020 calendar, began to adjust to a retro replay 2021, wanting universal Medicare, getting Obama light, wanting peace on earth, getting Saudi arms sales, after they have wantonly killed an American journalist, wanting to remember our life for the virus, knowing our lives will never be the same, wishing libraries, community centers, and poetry venues would reopen, seeing bankruptcies, evictions, and depression again. I could just do a Rip Van Winkle and sleep through this, but clarity, charity, and consciousness calls all of us again, like endless Facebook email petitions for the betterment of humankind. Christmas was less about malls and shopping frenzies than generosity and giving. New Year, less about crowds, drunkenness, and careless behavior than clarity, alacrity, and your focused attention. Time to throw out the past, employ and apply positive, effective meditations, affirmations, and resolutions. Time to write better poetry. Time to wake up and to live. Wassail!
All right, give it up for Tom Moon Bird. Even without the Airport Boulevard experience, he's still a badass. Honestly, though, I miss the egg shakers and the bubbles. I really do. And how we would just like stay up here and jam for like half an hour.
I miss that.
Yeah. So don't forget about the drink specials. We've got mixed drinks, $4. Get your favorite. Get a little bit tipsy. Get up here and show us your stuff. But coming up next to the stage, what?
I'm interested.
My bad. I was on a roll. Take it away.
Anyway, I was gonna say I think she's worn it before, but I really like her mask, mainly because it makes me think of Shira, but it also makes me very nostalgic though, because I remember like back in the day I used to have all those Sticker Fun books, and sometimes I have those Sticker Fun He-Man books, which actually I think there was a Shira Sticker Fun book. Anyway, it just brings me back to my childhood, and I like it.
You know what? You know what your mask kind of reminds me of, though? I've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings this week. You kind of look like the Witch King, but in pink.
Ooh, nice.
The helmet, the where it's like, no man can kill me. That guy.
Oh yeah.
See, look, Ernie.
Kind of, yeah.
The way it goes like this. It looks really cool, though.
It does.
No man can kill me.
I am no man.
Die.
But with that said, might I introduce the masked poet?
So for those that don't know, I have spent the past year in wrestling school learning to be a professional wrestling referee. And I've been chronicling my journey in poems, one poem at a time. And, well, I have the final poem, and tonight I'm going to read the final poem. I've already read it to my class at the Christmas party, which was the end date for the book. So my year in wrestling comes to a close. My final days, I look back at a tough year, a fun year, a year I'll never forget. I think of the moments when I lived my dream, the first day I set foot on a ring, the day I refereed my first paid show, the day I finally took a back bump, the hardship, running all summer long, always in last place, the frustration of conquering my fear, the constant injuries, struggling, overcoming depression, overcoming myself, overcoming fear, still working on that, the joys, holding the belt up high, counting 3, seeing the smile on Pop's face. What a year has it been? I ask myself, what's next? I did my year. Is it over? No. I have many more years in wrestling, one of my few true loves. And that ends the series. And so this is where I do the big, pull out the mask, even though I'm not taking off my other mask, because, and then reveal my name is Maggie Klein, and the book will be out when I get it, once I get it through all of editing, and then submitted. Thank you all for enjoying it.
All right, give it up for Maggie, a.k.a. the Mass
Poet.
Maggie, what you said kind of reminded me of a discussion I was having with my daughter, because she was like, what's the difference between an artist and a professional artist? So professional means you've gotten paid for it. Mm-hmm. And so that actually pertains because, and if you guys do remember about my daughter's art account on Instagram, it's called Snoolian's Art. She is taking commissions. She's been making portraits for Christmas cards for families, including dogs and tattoos and gauges. She's been doing really good. And that's what I told her. I said, if you've done something for money, you are now a professional. And she's like, wow. So that kind of reminded me of what you had said about being a professional and getting your first gig paid. So I was like, you're a professional.
Get it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Now it's time to say goodbye to me and all my friends. Oh, I'm sorry.
That actually reminds me of that song.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that song that Kelsey Grammer came up with for a show, Frasier. You know what? I was
Long time ago.
I know. I was and still I'm still such a fan of Frasier, but it just put a damper on things when I found out that he was a Trumpster.
The who was?
Kelsey Grammer is a Trumpster, apparently.
Well,
Well, you know what I've noticed, though, and I don't know if this is a pattern, but I've noticed the Trumpster, you know how that old saying, even bad news is still, what was it, bad publicity?
It's publicity.
Yeah.
Spell the name right.
I've noticed that the stars that are no longer relevant are coming out as Trump
Trumpsters.
supporters. So people be like, what the fuck? But they start getting looked up. So I'm kind of
Say,
like,
well, look what happened. Well, I don't want to get on a big political rant here, but
not yet anyway.
but look what happened this weekend. There was problems with the stimulus bill, right? Well, no, the bill got passed finally. Okay, but everyone was upset. There was only $600. So what does Trump do? He says he wants $2,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, you should have said something like 3 months ago when they were hacking all this out. Now it's passed, and now you want them to change it, and then the Republicans veto it, and then so now we're back to square one. So all weekend he just let it hang. All weekend, all the news cycle, Trump was on the news. Trump. He's not going to sign. Is he going to sign? What's going to happen? So now here it is Sunday night. Boom, he signs it. Because it would have been,
Okay.
it would have went down the way it was going to go down in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
But he just had to make it about him.
He
So he stays in the news.
He made the whole news week about him.
Yeah, the weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
The holidays and everything. Made everybody sweat bullets. We're hate. Yeah, okay.
I'll say it quickly, but it just makes me think of. I'm not sure I should write a poem about it, but I used to be such a big fan of like those Got Talent shows, and then I found out on the sister shows X Factor how they did one of the contestants dirty, and just made her look like she was very incompetent. And then when I found out what they did to her, I was like, man, I'm not watching those shows again.
Okay. So, lost in thought. Who's coming up next?
Oh, wait, hold on.
No. You go ahead. You've got the roll going. Continue the roll. Don't want to slow your roll.
By the way, guys, joining us via Skype, I think for those of you watching at home, and we do have a bit of an audience watching right now online, and those of you here in person, whenever I would go to the calls on Skype, when they would read, if you were watching it at home, I'd get this crazy echo happening while they were reading, and I couldn't figure it out. Why is it doing that? Why? And I think I kind of got it fixed, guys. As long as I mute the microphones in here, well, the new connections I was telling you about before the show, and then I mute the mic, and it sounded pretty clean. I didn't hear any echo when Tom was reading. So hopefully that fixes all that. And,
So it seems like problem solved?
well, kind of solved. I just have to remember to mute our microphones. Because what happens is the mics pick up the speakers, and it sends it back it creates a loop, you know?
Okay, I actually understood that.
Yeah, it's
That actually reminds me.
Way too long now.
That
We're
actu-
starting to open mind meld with each other.
what was that?
Something about a
As
mind meld.
she's been with you way too long, she's starting to mind meld
I
with
know. Well, Reggie, that kind of reminds me of the one time.
I don't know how to speak any other language, just engineer talk. That's all I talk, and I can't. If I try to have a normal conversation with somebody, I
Forget
can't.
It doesn't.
I can't.
It always goes into tech talk. But it kind of reminds me, Reggie. That kind of reminds me of there was one time I was working an a sound gig, open air, Del Rio, Texas, amphitheater, and I was hooking up these 100-foot cables running back and forth from the stage, and then I sat down. And then, because Ernie was like, okay, you got to plug this one here and plug that one here, coming back to the board. And I was like, that's what a circuit is. And he just slapped his forehead. He's like, come on, let's get going. I was like, oh. I just figured out in that moment what a circuit was applied.
Oh God! Okay.
And I told my dad, and he's like, oh my God.
Her dad's an electrician.
A Libra electrician, just like Ernie B. No, it's not Freudian, seriously.
That totally reminds me
I knew they'd love that.
back when Darnell was still alive, and he was like, back when my old place, I was living at this apartment for a year, and I had my own TV, but I would always watch public channels. I didn't know that we actually got free cable until a year after I was there. When I was like flipping the channel, and Darnell was like right there, and I was like, "Oh my God, I get this channel!" I was like, and Darnell was like,
Like, you poor sap.
That reminds me of my first ex-wife.
Yeah, he's got two of them.
My first ex-wife. I remember one time we were getting ready to go somewhere. This was way before we were even married. We were just dating, and she was watching TV. The TV was on, and so we're getting ready to go. She shuts the TV off, but the VCR was still on, right? And she's getting ready to go out the door, and I go, "Well, turn off the VCR." And she goes, "Well, it's not on." I go, "Yes, it's on." She goes, "Well, no, I turned off the TV." "Well, yeah, but the VCR is still on." "Well, it's not on because I turned off the TV." "Well, that's the TV." She couldn't understand they're two different pieces of equipment, you know. And I had to try to explain it to her. I still don't think she figured it out. She's like, whatever. She got frustrated and just shut it off. "Okay, let's go." It's like,
"Let's do it."
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so like I was gonna say to Ernie B, third time's the charm. He finally found me. But coming up next to the stage, the virtual spoken and heard stage, live from Greensboro, North Carolina, we have Reggie Goodwin.
Yeah, I got Peppy you.
A little different from the song that you would always get.
I usually get the elevator music, so I have to celebrate. So this is some recent shit.
Hey, recent shit.
So this one is a play on words, kind of a double entendre. It's two words, but I pronounce it as free dumb.
Right.
The sign affixed in front of the store. Please wear a mask before entering. The pleasant announcement over the intercom reinforces the same message. One unmasked contrarian Neanderthal in sports shorts, the other little old lady in a French beret. At this point, you look like the idiot persons who walked into a formal banquet in your pajamas. You look ridiculous. Newsflash, Golem. No one likes this shit. But because of the stupidity of a malignant narcissist, we're in an extended pandemic. This could have been over with quick. Wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance. Bertha Barbie, however, couldn't pass up a new gimmick. You're confusing freedom with free to be stupid. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Non-controversial, unless you're counting your parents streaking during football games in the 1970s. Nudity we didn't want or pay to see, breaking laws against public indecency. After all, this isn't hippie hollow beach. Freedom does not mean being contrarian to common sense, refusing to wear a simple mask, trying to start an argument. Freedom means the ability to take in new information and make rational decisions. I repeat, like wearing a mask during this pandemic, washing your hands, staying 6 feet distant from your neighbors in this grocer to slow the spread of a novel coronavirus that doesn't give a shit who's your presidential candidate or whether you believe in science or its existence. On a primitive level, you're just a vector to it that it uses to propagate and viciously replicate itself on your borrowed scaffold DNA. That's it. During the previous administration, you were ranting about Obamacare death panels killing grandparents. I guess now you're taking the matter into your own hands. Who better to euthanize grandma and grandpa than family? Don't smack back about family values as I clap back with this spoken word truth piece. Ben Buichi, pen and sword in one accord, pen name for Gichin Funakashi, founder of Shotokan Karate. I give my body over to martial arts mastery, my mind to poetry, physics, and nanotechnology, and my Ben Buichi in this grocery store to immortalize your free and dumb stupidity.
Yeah.
Okay, I seem to have lost my co-host. Give it up for Reggie Goodwin. Woohoo! Lost in thought. He's the one with the list, guys. Yeah, he's lost in thought and lost in venue. Don't know where he is right now. He's the one with the list. Yay! Okay, Ernie B. Do you want to do some bacon haikus?
Oh God. Oh God.
Wants to be an engineer. Come on, Ernie B. Give us a couple of bacon haikus. Oh, wait. I hear a door. Lost in thought.
I'm kind of monitoring over here.
Okay, so no bacon haikus.
Here he comes.
Found again.
Found in thought.
Doesn't that
Lost in thought, found in venue.
Lost in thought found the stage. Alrighty, so Lost in Thought, who is coming up next to the stage?
What I was gonna say, what Donut you're saying? Who is that? Who is that singer? You'd see like paid advertisements for him all the time, and like he did some kind of song about doing the streak. Like, it was like.
Oh, that's Ray, what's his name? Ray Price.
I think he had like
what?
I think he had like a
is
fake
Ray
monkey.
Price the one that sings the streak and Guitars in and all that?
No, that's
Stevens.
Yeah, Ray Price was a legendary country singer.
Stevens.
Okay.
I knew it was a Ray.
I actually worked with Ray Price.
Okay. Ray Stevens.
Whoa.
Ray Stevens. Okay.
We did. It was a wedding for the family that owned the King Ranch, and they were doing a rehearsal dinner at like this Hilton hotel, and they hired Ray Price to come play at the rehearsal dinner. You know,
Jeez.
and they had an opening band from Houston, as a matter of fact. Birdman's not here. Oh God, what was their name? They were really good.
Yes, Birdman.
But yeah, let's just get Ray Price to play the rehearsal dinner.
At a rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I wonder who they got for the actual wedding. Right, Elvis back from the grave or something. Oh, I got a gig. I gotta go.
Elvis.
So who's coming up next, Lawson Todd?
Oh, did you know that Quentin
Oh, my
Tarantino
God.
played an Elvis impersonator on a Golden Girls episode?
No, we never know.
I must have missed that particular episode.
So anyway, coming up next, we have a new voice.
New voice. No way.
Yes,
Shiny and new,
shiny and new,
crisp and clean.
Anyway, so this new voice, first time ever here on this stage. Let's hear it for Ivan Delgado.
What's up, Kickbutt Coffee?
You are, Ivan.
Right on. So 2020 has been a roller coaster of a year for us all. You know, like one of those roller coasters that's decades old and a nut comes loose while you fly out of the harness to your death. Yeah, one of those roller coasters. By the way, this is my first time out of the apartment in 10 months with social distancing and everything. Yeah, so try not to look me in the eyes. I'm on the verge of a mental breakdown. The verge. Everyone's so excited about this vaccine. Like it's a gift from God that just fell out of the sky. Some people are even saying they're not going to take it. They're all like, my body is my temple. Everyone's religious all of a sudden. Your body wasn't a temple during those college years when you were boofing Molly and snorting cocaine out of your friends' assholes. What, I'm the only one that did that in college? No? I came up with a genius name for a college porn site the other day. It would be called COVID.com. With everything going on, though, my friends tell me I should probably change the name. And I keep telling them, you, sir, are not even real. Please get out of my head. You don't even exist on this plane. I'm taking applications for friends, by the way. So I've been using this pandemic as an excuse to get sober, as if this year hasn't been boring enough already. Once you get sober, you start to take on more responsibilities. I'm even thinking about getting a dog. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, though. I can't even keep my apartment clean. The only pets I have right now are the cockroaches living behind my fridge. And at least they'll never die. They'll likely be burying me in the backyard while surviving the nuclear fallout from the war that awaits us in 2021. I mean, at this rate. So in AA, the 12-step program tells you to trust in your higher power, which is kind of a messed up name to give God if you're in recovery. Higher power? Why does God get to be high and not me? I hate the 12 steps. I hear in Texas y'all have a dance called two-stepping. No wonder you're all alcoholics. In AA meetings, they even give you these little chips for sober time, which I imagine is pretty triggering if you're also there for a food addiction. Speaking of food, I'm convinced that cinnamon was created by Jamaican Satanists. One good thing about not drinking is you start to lose weight. I was getting pretty big there. I used to be so big I refused to buy Apple products because it sounded too healthy. I used to be so big I was giving memory foam dementia. Everyone's always saying you gotta have Mexican Coke with all these street tacos out here in Austin. I don't know about y'all, but I prefer to buy my Coke from Colombians. I really hate when people tell me carpe diem. I get so salty, so diem. Seize your own day. I love the look of this place, by the way. It's kind of like a coffee shop meets a sushi bar in an airport. I'm considering starting a coffee shop of my own one day. It would be employed by only homeless people. To give back. I'm going to call it Sloppy Joe's. That's all I got, guys. Thank you.
Damn, I had the wrong song queued up.
Give it up for the quite entertaining Ivan Delgado.
Woo!
You didn't have to spray the other mic. You didn't use the other mic.
He was waiting for me to spray it.
Oh,
Did you see
I was
that?
actually I wasn't paying attention.
He was like this.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Do you ever?
That's why he's lost in thought.
I saw and not that I should talk because I don't have any experience in it, but I saw Penn and Teller bullshit episode on Alcoholics Anonymous and how I guess they were talking about other programs that don't use the 12 steps that could be more helpful, but I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't have any experience in it, and I don't want to seem like an asshole. That's just
What?
nothing. I'm just being
was
awkward.
What was that all about?
I don't know.
It's like you were about to tell us something, but I don't want to.
Yeah. Although I will say that Ivan, you did make me think of a movie with what's his name? The guy, the kid in Stand By Me. He was also in Piranha 3D. What's his name? Damn it. Huh? I think so. Not Corey, but the other guy. He's still alive.
Oh my God.
Not him. He lost a lot of weight and.
Oh, Jerry O'Donnell.
Jerry O'Connell. There we go.
Donald.
Yeah.
O'Connell.
But no, there was a movie. It actually was like an MTV advert, and then it became its own movie called Joe's Apartment, and it was about like talking cockroaches, like.
Oh, that was with Joe Piscopo, wasn't it?
No.
Didn't Joe Piscopo do? He started that though, didn't he?
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I just started laughing because when he said, "Oh, it's that movie with that guy," and that makes me think of Ernie going, "The guy, the guy."
Louis Black does that routine. Yeah, we're gonna all reach that age one day when we're not gonna be able to remember anything, and our conversations are gonna sound like this. Yeah, you seen that new movie? No, that movie with the guy. That guy. He's dating that girl. The girl in that movie. And
Yeah,
that's why I
they drive that car.
proceeded to pee myself up here. Almost. But coming up next to the stage. Oh, I was gonna say, don't forget about the drink specials. We have mixed drinks, $4. Get something tasty. Support Kickbutt. We want to keep Kickbutt in the community.
Spend money.
The way we do that is, Ernie, do you...
Buy, purchase, consume.
Wow.
Enjoy.
That really took me out of sorts.
See...
Got to scare people into purchasing stuff.
That time it didn't scare me. It usually does, but
Because you set me up for it.
This is true.
It's better when I just do it out of nowhere.
All right, so coming up next to the stage, we have the musical talent of James Tabor.
See, that's a song that Reginald would usually get.
Yes. Yeah. Smooth and cool. James is sitting up.
Okay, so whilst Ernie B is setting up, oh, he left the camera on there. I can't look at myself. No, I was gonna say, how you guys liking my Mayor McCheese look?
What is Mayor McCheese?
You guys don't remember Mayor McCheese from McDonald's?
Cheese?
Yeah, because it would be the Hamburglar, Grimace, Mayor McCheese.
Missed out on his educational process. I was in another country.
Oh, this is true. This is true. I'm sorry, Tom. I feel like you've been here a lot longer than you have been.
I'm still learning how to spell barbecue.
Yeah, well, basically, McDonald's used to have their own characters. It wasn't just Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
It had Grimace, Mayor McCheese, the Hamburglar who was always stealing hamburgers, and no, that was later. And they had these little moppets called the Fry Guys also. They kind of looked like. Have you ever seen those string mops? They kind of look like that, but with eyes and legs.
Oh, wow. Scary.
Yeah, I know. Now that I think about it, I can see why McDonald's removed them because they can be a little freaky.
Yeah, if you're standing at McDonald's, that's not the best thing to be exposed to.
I know it all seems like a bad acid trip while you're eating your double cheeseburger.
I always like the bright yellow of McDonald's from the outside. I really like that.
Yeah, I know. Now they're starting to look like dentist offices.
Isn't that terrible? Yeah.
Okay, wait. Here comes the engineer. Gotta go.
Bye.
We gotta get the sound on. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Whew.
Welcome back, James.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Oop. Yeah. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, yeah. Happy Advent.
When I moved it goes. "Rrr."
Yeah, that stand's a little constipated.
Listen a little bit. Okay, here we go. All right, I think that should be okay. Move a little bit. All right, can everybody hear the piano? Okay, cool. Oops, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna sing an old jazz song. Yeah, I was down in New Orleans back in 2010. That was 10 years ago. I was on a field trip. I was in the band, played trumpet, and my jazz teacher took us to a real authentic New Orleans club to see a jazz band play. They had trombone, saxophone, everything. They played a song, and I learned the words from Louis Armstrong. He recorded this back in 1928. Let me move the mic over a little bit. Hold on. Here we go. This is more center. One sec. Okay. I went down to St. James Infirmary. Saw my baby there. She was stretched out on a long white table, so cold, so sweet, so fair. Let her go, let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she can love this wide world over, but she'll never find a sweet man like me. when I die, bury me in straight lace shoes. Hold on. The pedal got away from me. I want a box-back coat and a Stetson hat, John B. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so the boys will know that I died standing fair. I went down to St. James Infirmary. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I got, and so, do you want to hear another old song? Okay, yeah. So this song was recorded about at the same time. This is a different style. That one, this one's a really old country song. Jimmy Rogers. I like Jimmy Rogers. He recorded this one back in the late 20s. Hold on. Yeah. All around the water tank, waiting for a train, 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. I walked up to a brakeman to give him a line of talk. He says, if you got money, I'll see that you don't walk. I haven't got a nickel, not a penny can I show. Get off, you railroad bum. He slammed that boxcar door. He put me off in Texas, the state I dearly love. The wide open spaces all around me, the moon and stars above. Well, nobody seems to want me or lend me a helping hand. I'm on my way from Frisco, I'm going back to Dixieland. Though my pocketbook is empty and my heart is full of pain, I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Yeah. Woo. Thanks, guys. Yeah. That was fun. All right, who's next?
You're all muted. My dad used to play that song on guitar a long time ago when I was just a kid up in Illinois. Oh, watch out! That's okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that song since I was probably like 7 years old or younger. Back in the 70s, actually.
Ernie, go ahead and mute this one, please.
Go ahead.
You know that Jimmy Rogers lived in Kerrville?
Kerrville, really?
Yeah, his house is still there, his family is still there, and every year at Shrine University they have a Jimmy Rogers Memorial Day, and I do poetry about Jimmy Rogers.
Oh, really?
So
you participate in that?
I participate in that because I
I really like Jimmy Rogers, and I like the people who like him because he was the first country singer, really, and he was the first yodeler who mixed blues and country and folk all together. And his songs, they still brand Wayne Frank's classic, you know. So that's me. That's
Yeah,
you.
like I said,
Here's Hot Tamale.
my dad used to play that. He played a lot of different country songs. He liked the old country, you know,
Yes, the genuine stuff.
but he also liked the ventures too. So
Wow,
you know,
that's
and he played a lot of ventures and stuff like that.
Okay, give it up for James Tabor. Woo!
So yeah, again, it was good to hear some of the old stuff.
Yes.
He did that last week too.
yeah.
I gotta tell you, oh man, when he did Hank Williams, I
Oh
was like,
God, yes.
Right.
Mommy. Because see, my thing is when I was coming up, my folks would always listen to the old country, you know, Loretta Lynn, George Jones, Waylon Jennings. They all listen. The one that I really got out of it is Hank Williams. I can put on his greatest hits and just listen to the whole thing. But coming up, growing up, when people would say, "Well, what kind of music do you like?" I'd always say everything but country.
I say good music.
And then they'd be like, "What?" And then not until I worked with Doug Stone, when I could see like talented steel players, good singers, and then I was like, you know what? I like country now. So now when people say, "What kind of music do you like?" Everything.
Yeah, Doug Stone had that old style of country. You know, he liked the traditional sound.
Yeah, with the violins and the steel and everything.
He wasn't one of those new rock country bands. You know.
Even though his whole band, they were all rockers.
Yeah, they were pretty much rockers. The drummer used to be in a metal band before.
Yeah, talk about well, and that's how.
And the keyboard player toured with the Doobie Brothers.
That's true.
Yeah, so I told Doug one day, I go, "Doug, you know, you basically got a rock band here backing you up." He's like, "What?" He was like totally confused. I go, "Yeah, man, that's why but they play it. They didn't try to rock it out, but
No,
they
they would play it traditional.
yeah, they let loose when they had to, but then they could bring it back, you know."
And see, that's why now when people say like, you know, what's a defining moment in your life, I can look them dead in the eye and be completely truthful and say, I sang with a Doobie Brother. Yeah.
Yeah, because after the shows, we'd get back on the bus, we'd be partying, and somebody would bring out the acoustic guitar. The bass player knew like every sing-along song on guitar you can imagine.
Eagles,
like all the
Doobies,
Eagles, Steely Dan. And we'd be singing, all rolling down the highway and throwing harmonies. And in the country band, everyone sang.
Yeah.
And everyone knew how to harmonize, so it was cool. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was funny because there was one time that the lead guitar player broke out playing the first few chords of La Bamba, and I started singing it, and he was like,
In Spanish.
yeah, and I started singing in Spanish. He was like, "You sing?" I was like, "In Spanish." So I surprised everybody that day. Okay,
Something
so
that reminds me. They weren't the Doobie Brothers, but what was that brother act? They did like a lot of. They think they were singers too, but they.
The Brothers Johnson?
Not them, but I think they were in the 70s, and they did like a lot of late night circuits, and they were a bit controversial, I think. And
See, where's Birdman when we need
Smothers
him?
Brothers.
Smothers Brothers.
Oh,
yes, thank you.
that's a comedy act, man.
I know. Well, that's what he said.
Oh, I
that
didn't
they
hear
weren't singers.
Yeah, but they did sing, right?
No.
As well, I thought they sang as well.
No.
No, they could sing. I mean, they would sing.
But they weren't classified as singers. They were comedians.
Smothers Brothers, yeah. They would do what they would do is they would do like a serious piece, and then they'd cut it up and turn it into a joke. You know? But they were very talented musicians too.
Yeah.
Okay, Lawson Thought, you got something to say about the list?
Yeah, we've reached the end of our list.
We are at the end of our list.
We
So
are tapped out.
yeah, I know. Like I said, stage 5, we're working with what we got.
Plus
but-
it's the holidays.
Yeah, that too. So if you would like to get on the list again. You come over to
There's a car circling the driveway.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Just in time.
just in time. I should go over there and yank them in. They'll be like, ooh. Okay. Like I said, if you want to get on the list again, or if you want to get on the list for the first time,
And
Jacob.
there goes the security right after him too.
So if you want to get on the list, come over to Majestically Awkward here.
Yep.
Don't do that.
No, it's
That was even more awkward than your
Was
shirt.
it really?
Yes, it was. Jeez.
Really?
He just went like this, and I was like, okay, I'm going home. But like I said, come over to this guy. He'll put you down on the list. Lost in Thought, do you have anything you want to read?
I'm sure I can look for something.
Whilst we wait
I'm sure I can look.
for Ernie B to break out the bacon haikus.
I'm sure I can look for
Well-
something in my registrar.
Okay, but I got to tell you guys this real quick. Okay. Last week, my sister and my brother-in-law showed up. They had never seen us do the show, ever. Yes. And
You guys suck. I can't believe you do that every week.
yeah.
Oh, why
Well,
do people
no.
even show up?
Ernie.
I'm joking.
Ernie. Okay. So when I went over, I asked them what they thought, and they were like, so when do you guys rehearse for the show? And I was like, what are you talking about? Well, all the stuff that you say back and forth, and I was like, that's all from the hip, baby. That's all ad lib right there. I'm nowhere near as good as Tom Moon, but this is all natural. And they were floored. They were like, you do this every week? I was like,
Yeah, they actually thought this was a rehearsed show, and
yeah.
Hey,
that-
I was
Well,
wrong.
what do you know?
there's
Just when we said
Benny.
yes, hey.
And there are the Jets.
He brought the Jets with him today.
He brought not the Jets, the Bulls.
The Bulls.
The Bulls.
Okay. So, loss of thought. Do you have something with you?
I do. There
Alrighty.
was last week's shit, but there's also
You can read last week's shit.
I can read last week's shit.
Yes, you can.
Well, you actually really like that poem too.
Yes, I do. So, coming up next to the Spoken Unheard stage, well, he's already up here. Give it up for majestically awkward himself, Lost in Thought.
Yeah, you don't get no music because you're already there.
Yay! So my apologies. All y'all have already heard this. Well, except for I think one person is the only thing. Actually, two people. Two people in the audience have not heard this before. Maybe three people, but so, and it is a wonderful revelation. My worries have taken on a life of their own, infected my gut, and given breadth to a stone's weight sunken to the bottom of the lake and plugged up the ground level with the grit of pebbles, feeling like the process it takes long before it's a pearl. There's a lot to worry about nowadays, and with a trigger lodged in my gut for the past, forever, always cocked at the ready, always sparked up at the base, ready to fire at any minute, literally holding onto that shoe, waiting for it to drop with knuckles stressed pale white to the bone. But I've been given the opportunity to relive a trauma recently. Living with a roommate for the past 2 years that echoed heavily of my early childhood years, gravely cursed in the kind of dark where terrors are born, of a child afraid to step out of line for fear of him being dragged across it. She called herself a friend of mine, but this couldn't be farther from the truth. Friends don't sarcastically drip a cold hurt by simply saying, that's nice, in regards to any kind of confession, even ones that are weighing heavily with either a powerful dread that begs to be relieved by a true friend or a massive light that only requests adoration. Friends don't yell dumbass in your face, especially when you're having a job interview over the phone. Friends don't use their words like razors dragged across concrete, shedding flints of dismal light, cigarette burning into your veins and heart, to the point where you are afraid to do much of anything in your own home. Friends don't stupidly ask, if I say this to this inanimate object, is it going to remind you of your abusive caregiver? And your response is, no, only when you address it to me. And with everything happening right now, liberals on the same side should not be treating each other like this. There's enough divisiveness in our country. We don't need it further pushed by our supposed allies. Which goes to prove that even people that have the same beliefs as you does not necessarily mean that they make good company. Or how I sometimes put it, just because they're blue doesn't mean they have a clue. However, she managed to teach me something, After trapped under this person for the past 2 years, from stupidly making a decision to do so, how she gave a form and shape to ghosts that had been haunting me for years, holding on to this with a fierce fire that has been burning into me, melding with my heart and lungs to the point that I'm breathing in the tragic memory of Malice. I still watched her dog for her after I moved out every now and then, but after she continued to speak to me as if I owed her something, demanding respect rather than earning it, I began to tell her no, began to only respond to her in silence. From this, I learned to start being honest to myself, true to my scars, and true in my approach to my real friends, and those that will only cut deeper in my scars just to take what they need from the blood they're letting. This is what we need now. Be honest with everything that you are. Accept every part of you and know that you've had enough of someone. Our country is tearing the battle lines into the ground. We don't need to leave ourselves victim to the predators that prey openly in the hate that bitters itself on the need to suppress others by suppressing ourselves with our own hang-ups in the process. Learn yourself. Get to know every positive truth in every wound. Suture them together with a vulnerable string pulled out from your heart that bleeds with the bliss and the strength of human frailty that actually does not break so easily.
Yay.
Yay! I'm just waiting for my...
See, since I didn't play any music for him since he was there, this is where the music would have came in good while she was walking up there, but I never did finish downloading the rest of them.
Look, check it out.
Well, he's still talking.
Yeah, I wonder why
I
he did that.
know, but he leaned back, so.
But we're running out of that stuff, so be sparingly with it.
Okay. All right, give it up for Lost in Thought. Okay, so Lost in Thought. Did you get any takers on the new round?
Well,
He's still on stage.
I'm still
No, I
on
know,
stage. You
but
saw me right here.
Did anybody go, oh?
Like doing a silent auction, like...
Like remember on
Hold up the number.
the Looney Tunes cartoons where they do the auction and a guy would move his eyebrow and okay, you know.
Well, we've got numbers at the bar right there. We could hold them up. 16, 12, 22.
I guess I can do a bacon haiku or two.
Yay! Ernie, we haven't heard your bacon haikus in so long.
Well,
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not only a sound engineer, he writes a killer bacon haiku. Give it up for Ernie B.
Ernie B.
yeah, but see. Hold on. Okay, here they are. All right, let me. Okay.
Okay, he's going to put himself on the camera now.
Yes. Oops, I'm gonna open it up. Okay, for those of you who don't know what a haiku is, it's It's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5, right?
Yeah, 5, 7, 5.
And they don't rhyme and they don't make any sense. So that's a haiku.
Well, they can make
Well,
sense.
they can make sense, but they don't rhyme.
Okay, go ahead, Ernie B.
Okay. I love bacon, man. It is so crisp and yummy. Stacked on my burger.
Yummy.
Thank you. Sizzling bacon. Smells so good in the kitchen. BLT sandwich.
BLT.
Woo! Keep it going, Ernie B.
Bacon is my friend. Bacon is not my lover. Could that be a sign? Could this be magic? Or could this just be bacon?
Bacon.
Delicious bacon.
Bacon.
You were listening to Van Halen for that one, weren't you?
Probably. Yeah, I was. Listen. Talking about bacon.
Bacon.
Smell it in the air around. Man, I'm so hungry. Oh, and I was chatting with Jules back then. I was going to read the message to her. Okay.
Okay.
Owe it to bacon. Keeping my spirit alive. 3 cheers for bacon. Smattering of disinterest from the crowd.
You can do it.
Bacon is greasy. Bacon is not good for you. Eat lots of bacon.
Yeah.
Doug Stone Music.
What?
Bees are, no, I was going to read the passwords to his account.
No.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Woo! Give it up for Ernie B and the bacon haikus.
Because that's what was next. Is the password to his Yahoo account.
Is that on your notes app?
Yeah, because I set it up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's that commercial.
Yeah, I see I love bacon and I agree because
Bacon loves me.
well, that too. One of my favorites is Texas Whopper because it's got bacon, jalapeno, mustard, tomatoes. Oh dear God, heaven on a bun.
Night, Ivan.
Hey man, funny stuff. Come back next week if you can. Yeah.
Alrighty, so if you want to get back on stage, honestly, I think we're all up close and personal here. I don't think we have anything to hide. If you want to get on the stage, raise your hand. There's Benny. Okay,
Well, Benny hasn't been up yet.
we have one yet. So, are you going to introduce him?
Did I introduce the last person or did you? I can't remember.
What?
Did I introduce the last person? Not before me. Did I introduce the last person or did you? I can't remember.
No, I did. You're next.
Okay.
I was the last person.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
And
see,
you were the
so-
person before me.
So you're next.
Okay.
Blah.
And Reggie's looking at the screen like, will you guys just hurry the fuck up?
I love
Hey, this
Molly, what is the significance of your stash?
Oh, these are actually punk patches.
Different punk bands that have played here.
And when I would come accompany Ernie to some of the punk shows, I would be sewing these on.
Like some,
That's clever.
And I actually have one of my favorite buttons here. I got from a porn from a porn store. Yeah, I was in the market for some toys, and I found this button that says "Gangsta Nerd." So yeah, that's
and
me.
she got a big Tonka dump truck.
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah. Dreamer sells Tonka trucks. Okay.
But yeah, they keep them in the back.
Yeah, I know.
The actual toys.
Okay. Lost the thought. Go ahead.
Okay, so give it up for this next person coming up. We have Benny.
Yay.
Benny with the action sports and weather. Right here on Channel 4. Is there a Channel 4 here in Austin?
There is now.
I haven't watched TV in like 10, 11 years now.
TV watches you. All the security cameras. They're on you.
Let me help him get set up over here.
Excellent.
See, not only am I doing audio and co-hosting and video and streaming, but I'm roadieing too.
Yeah. Excellent. Proud of you, Mr. Haku. They sprayed the other mic.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, y'all. Hope everyone had a good holiday. This is a song about letting go of other people's advice that doesn't serve you and living by your own rules. It's called According to Me. I hope you enjoy it. Where this life goes, nobody knows. And it's all that we are that has brought us this far. But it turns out my tries were just so many lies. All the things that I knew, they were weren't all that true. But now all of my trials are back in your ears according to you. Now it's according to me. When all of my memories wash out to sea, I was searching for you. Now I'm finding out me. And I'm making a change. I'm going all in. So the places I'm headed aren't the places I've been. My first steps were shaky. Now I'm striding more sure. I stumbled on the words. It's not like that anymore. Now I only put trust in the things that I see. I was gambling on you. Now I'm betting on me. And I'm opening my eyes to all the things I can be. I was working for you. Now I'm working on me. And if you're dying to know just how I'm doing, well, I've been trying to show you that I'm doing alright. 'Cause when the train left town, it just kept on moving. And it's rolling in a fine direction tonight. Full speed ahead, and what a beautiful sight. Coming round the bend, headed toward the light. Don't want this ride to end, I'm finally feeling alright. I'm cutting straight through the night. But now I'm biding my time, taking it slow, laying down easy, got nowhere to go. I'm out of my mind when I'm strumming these beats. I'm feeling so alive when I'm walking these streets. And I don't need nobody to make myself free. I was relying on you, now I'm depending on me. I'm depending on me. It was according to you, now it's according to me. It was according to you, now it's according to me. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, this song is, imagine you've been in a relationship and now you're out of it and you're wondering if the person still thinks about you like you are thinking about them. It's called Do You Think of Me? Do you think of me? Do you think of us? Do you think of all the times when we were good enough? Don't it make you sad? Don't it make you sick? Don't you think we're giving up a little too quick? Does it make you hurt? Does it make you cry? Does it make you wanna give this one more try? Baby, do you think of me? You know I've been on the road, and I've been singing songs. I've been writing rhymes to try to right my wrongs. But you aren't picking up, no, you won't call me back. You aren't there to help me get my life on track. So I've been feeling down, oh, I've been feeling bad, 'cause I've been busy thinking about the things we had and wondering if you think of me. And if we were together, yeah, we could be so great. So come on, baby, tell me that it's not too late. It don't have to be forever. We could find another way. Yeah, we can go slow, take it day by day. I'm sorry about the things I did and all the things I said, but there's a lot of better times for us ahead. If you would only think of me like I've been thinking about you, then we can get through. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that was your action on sports and weather.
All right, give it up for. Ooh, I sound good. All right, give it up for Benny.
Yes.
I'm not gonna keep saying the Jets joke all the time because I don't want Benny to get annoyed with me. Okay, so I'm gonna stop.
No, you don't want the Jets to get annoyed with you.
Okay. Okay. Lost in thought. Do you have any other volunteers for the stage?
I was gonna say, oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
James Tabor.
and George Jetson.
George Jetson.
Yeah, the Jets. The Jetsons.
I was gonna say it's almost painful, but no, it is. It really is painful. So,
Well,
Lost
actually,
in thought.
before we bring James back up,
Well, speaking of, a while back, earlier in the show, I can't remember what there was a reference. One of you guys said, and it made me think of Full Metal Jacket. Oh, you were singing Mickey Mouse. Da 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 da.
Oh, now it's
for
time
you
to
and me.
say
Yeah.
goodbye.
Because they sing that at the end of the show as they're
they?
marching, and I just got that. Well, I've had it for a while in 1080, but I just got it in 4K. Yes. Full Metal Jacket in 4K. Watched it the other night.
4K.
Okay, has anybody ever watched Renaissance Man? It's that movie where Danny DeVito teaches Hamlet to a bunch of army recruits.
I remember it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's actually really good. It kind of makes you think about Hamlet in ways that you never thought of before. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's pretty interesting.
I mean,
And they've got a lot of really cool cadences in there that I love.
I remember the movie with Goldie Hawn that was better than I thought it would be, called Your Mother Wears Combat Boots.
Okay, so who's coming up next?
Well, that was a good movie.
Okay,
That's
I've
good.
never heard of it.
Your Mother Wears Combat Boots?
Nope.
was actually pretty good.
I wear combat boots. Who's coming up next?
So, I'm gonna bring someone back up from the virtual stage.
All right. So who is it?
So,
So,
yes, I think everyone knows who's me, but I also would like this guy. He's a very powerful voice. Let's give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
So this is inspired by a paper that's online by John Pfeffer and is titled "The President is a Ponzi Scheme" in the Institute for Policy Studies. And this piece is called Pyramid Scheme. White supremacy is the original Ponzi scheme. Before America's Charles Ponzi entered the scene, the elements have alarming similarities. A large initial investment is needed. Monies and time commitment attend hype rallies where sleep deprived uplines tend to repeat the same advice. Your pot of gold is just around the bend. Promise to the rubes at the bottom to make their lives great again. Sell them merchandise with logos and slogans. Tell them anything outside their created alternative reality is fake news. Racism is just a tool used by the asinine privileged rich, pickpockets to willing marks, so named by LBJ. If you're worried about melanin or lack thereof, you won't let yourselves see that you're being used. Delude yourselves with just because superiority myths while your fortune and future is being ripped from you intentionally. Like multi-level marketing, the underlings scurry about thinking their greatness is coming about any day, any minute now, funneling their monetary obeisance to their uplines' opulence, feeding a narcissistic pack of privileged ghouls that numerically is 1%, all or mostly white at the apex. Like most pyramids, it requires a broad base supporting the superstructure. Inclines are hard to ascend when given only bootstrap mythologies, your upline encouraging the physically impossible. Build yourself a pyramid from the top down. Lose reparative sleep, showing true grit. Avoid Ponzi laws by occasionally selling a single bag of chips outside of it. The highest honorific from the British government still is the Order of St. Michael and St. George, a cross inscribed in its heart, the image of a white angel stamping the neck of a black Satan, encapsulating the British Crown's thoughts on race relations before Eric Garner or George Floyd's I can't breathe demise statements. Imbuing this mentality in their colonists explains why they slaughtered Native Americans, enslaved the African diaspora, enshrining white supremacy for their descendants. Quote, very soon in the founding of a new nation, however, white Christians began to establish their well-being by using the resources, bodies, and lives of others. Through their own witchcraft, European Christians employed a mysterious and threatening potency that used the other for their own gain. In James W. Perkins' description, through modern Christian empires projects, a witchery of previously unimaginable potency ravaged African and Aboriginal cultures. For Perkins, the witchcraft of white supremacy conjured through racial discourse as an ideological and practical framework that he identifies as the quintessential witchery of modernity. In Perkins' chilling words, whiteness under the veneer of its heavenly pallor is a great grinding witch tooth, sucking blood and tearing flesh without apology. Whether they wear white robes or red hats, it never mattered what deities they said they worship. They have the same affliction as their ancestor Narcissus, who, pining for the beautiful creature he saw in a pond's reflection, unrequited and never satisfied by his lover's affection, eventually starved himself to death. A pirate's skull and bones mark his demise at Echo's witness.
Yep.
But
Give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
Hey, Reggie.
Actually, your poem did remind me. So I have belonged to this Facebook group called Dump Trump, and there was this one comment from this one guy that was saying, basically there was this commenter that said that Trump is actually contributing to the draining of the he's contributing to some kind of swamp, and the guy was saying y'all are actually the swamp, and of course there's all these disses to him, and when I looked at his Facebook page, I saw his background, and I was like, well, that's no big surprise. And it was these two girls in like these star sprinkled bikinis, and waving up a Trump sign that says "Make America Great Again," and and yeah, and I was like, that does kind of make me think of that scene from Beverly Hills Cop with the girls in the bikinis shooting guns, but that image actually is way too good for that picture because that was actually a good movie.
Wait a minute. Beverly Hills Cop where the girls are shooting the guns.
Yeah, remember in the store when Eddie Murphy came into the gun store?
Yeah.
And it was
But she wasn't in a bikini.
No, on the TV. On the TV there was this advert.
Oh.
And it was these
in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I have that in 4K. I have to go back and review that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it was the first one, maybe it's the second one when it was owned by the very flamboyant.
And we're not going to talk about the third one because
I like the third one.
No.
I actually really like the third one.
It was just slapped together and
I actually enjoy, but yeah, I was like,
anyway,
yeah, that's typical Trumpster. That's no big surprise that his background pick is that. So yeah, Reggie, you're when you said that, I was like, the first thought that came to my mind was sucker. You know. Yeah.
So what the hell happened to Birdman tonight?
Yeah, what happened to Birdman?
Have you guys checked on him? Is he okay?
We don't know.
Did something happen?
He did have trouble with his computer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe that's it.
and guys, I actually did get hit up on my Facebook page by one of our old school poets. Do you remember Gentle?
Yeah, Gentle Dragon.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. He had said that he might be joining us on the virtual spoken and heard.
Yeah, and he
tonight.
messaged back because I was chatting with him and
Okay.
And then right before the show, he said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to join tonight." And I was going to ask Tom. Nobody's tried to call, right?
Nobody's been trying to call during. No. Okay.
Because sometimes I'll be on the other screen and I don't see the calls come in. But
No, it's just right.
I've been checking and I don't see any missed calls. And right, like I said, right before the show started, I think I'm going to call in. I said, "Okay, we'll be on the air in a few minutes." And
Well, he had to download, and he's very technologically talented. Primitive caveman. We love him.
I mean, I understand. I mean, not everyone. I mean, I'm an engineer. I do this for a living. You know, it's like there's no big deal for me.
No.
But
Scratch that. You do this for fun.
I do it for fun. Yeah, when I'm off, I do this. But you know, to some people, yeah, it's like, well, Skype. How does that work? You know, and I try to explain it on that little banner, the poster I put out. Just log into Skype,
Find our logo.
and search for Spoken and Heard, and you'll see our little sign there, and call. You know, and if we miss your call, we'll go back and I'll find you and I'll put you in on the show. But you know, some people they don't. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Or some people do have problems with their phones or their computers, and they can't get the sound working right, or they don't have a good connection.
Well, tomorrow at Independence Airport, and I'll ask him what happened. Birdman? It's not the same without you. The Eternal 3, we're on the Eternal 2.
Okay, lost in thought. Who is coming up next?
Well, coming back up to the stage,
Okay.
we have the multi-talented singer with, I think he's capable of like doing a few different kind of voices, a few different tones.
Singing.
Yeah. All right. So coming up next, we have James Tabor.
Hey guys. Well, the reason why you see me on the engineer's camera is because right now the engineer is helping the talent get up on stage. He's engineering stuff. So I could actually regal you with some of my favorite tongue twisters, but I'm not going to do that. Well, Ernie, where's everybody else's camera? I can't. Okay, I'm not going to do. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because, like Ernie B says, he does this for fun, and
We're good.
My idea of a computer is buy computer, open box, plug in. That's my idea of a computer. I leave the technologically amazing stuff to Ernie B. But for those of you that are tuning in, make sure to look for the Kickbutt PayPal account. We want to support Kickbutt. We want to keep our community open. And for those of you guys in the audience, the two that are in the audience, yes, I'm pointing at you. I was gonna say, make sure to buy something, make sure to eat something, make sure to drink something, support Kickbutt. And for those of you that are watching from home, support Kickbutt by what is it, donating on the PayPal account. How does it go, Ernie B? I'm not sure because I don't see it. Well, here he comes. Love you guys.
PayPal.me/Kickbutt Coffee.
There we go. All right. So where did you go? Where'd Hot Tamale go? Oh, okay. I was gonna maybe sing some Hank Williams. What song do you want to hear? I know like all of them.
All of them.
You're not gonna have me singing, are you?
All of them.
No. What song do you want? I mean, you can sing if you want to. If you want to sing along. What's Yeah, I did that one a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're good. This one's good. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubt from mine and melt your cold, cold heart? Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. So my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said, made the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubt from mine and melt your cold, cold heart? You'll never know how much it hurts to see you sit and cry. You know you need and want my love, yet you're afraid to try. Why do you run and hide from life? Try just ain't smart. Why can't I free your doubt from mine and melt your cold, cold heart? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I like Hank Williams. Thanks, guys. Let's see what else. Do you guys know Lefty Frizzell? He was an old country singer. Yeah. Yeah. Here's an old Lefty Frizzell song. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed 'neath the town hall lights. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi if you were somewhere else? You won't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold is high and eternity near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries o'er my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, thanks, guys. All right, who's next? Benny, you gonna come sing some? All right, can I unplug this one?
Ernie,
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say I don't know if my dad used to play that one, but I know definitely for sure because he would do up in Illinois, he was a factory worker and he'd come home from work and buy a couple of brews, especially on the weekend. And we had an attached garage to the house, right? And he'd pull out his guitar and amp and play a little song, or if he didn't feel like playing, he would listen to his records, and I definitely would hear that song come out of the garage. And a lot of times, that's how I got to start playing drums, because when I was like 9 years old, because I'd go out there, and sometimes my uncle would show up and play guitar with him. And back in those days, he was in rock bands back in the late 60s and early 70s. He used to open up for Ted Nugent and stuff. Yeah, and he had a band called The Weed. And but he was starting to get into country, and he in fact he played with Glenn Campbell for a little while. But he'd come and play guitar with my dad, and I'd sit there on top of the riding lawnmower like just checking them out, and I'd start banging on the hood of the tractor, banging out rhythms and stuff, and finally they bought me a little. Well, I think they just got a used little toy drum set from a garage sale or something. Oh, nice. And I grabbed it and I threw it in front of the console stereo, the kind that used to sit across the floor with the television in it. I turned on the radio, and the "Miss You" by the Rolling Stones was on, and I just started playing. It was just a bass drum with a styrofoam pedal and a tin cymbal, no snare drum or nothing. So I just hit the rim of the bass drum and played on the little cymbal. And I was in beat, and I heard my dad telling my mom, "Hey, like, look, I was on." He could tell I was on time. So then they went out and bought me a used drum set, like a real drum set, and the rest is history. But yeah, and here I am now. but yeah, really, that was the beginning of my musical endeavor. And but yeah, he definitely had that. And he'd play records, and I would hear that song all the time. Mm-hmm.
Great song. Well, Dylan sang it as well.
Dylan?
Dylan sang a version of that. Yes.
Oh, he's saying the band. Used to. He's saying that they did a good cover of it too. I haven't heard that one. I haven't heard Dylan's version either.
Ernie, mute this real quick.
Well.
But then again, what hasn't Dylan done? What hasn't Dylan done?
Absolutely.
And vice versa too. A lot of people do Dylan songs.
They sure do.
Okay, I'm back, Ernie.
Oh, did you hear it? Go ahead.
No, what? Give it up for James Tabor.
Did you hear what a lot of the artists are doing now, including Bob Dylan? Who's the first? I can't remember who the first person that did it.
They're doing EDM.
No. They're selling the rights to all their music.
Oh shit!
They're just selling it because they can't keep up. They make because they'll make more money just selling it than trying to collect from all the online Spotify and Pandora. So you know what? They're just like, screw it. Let's just sell it. And I think Dylan got like 300 million.
He sold.
Wow.
Who else did?
David Bowie.
Did David Bowie's estate do it?
David Bowie did.
David Bowie did.
Oh, okay.
He died.
And somebody else. There's like, as far as I know, there's like 3 major artists that have done this, and people are like, "Well, why would you do that?" It's well because changing times ain't like it used to be, and they're like, "Well, you know what? See, this is where Birdman would jump in on the conversation right now."
Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm of the mind. Okay, we were talking about Bowie before we got here, and I was saying David Bowie didn't die. He just went home. He just went back to his home planet.
Yeah.
Him and Hendrix and
Elvis
and Lemmy and Janis and man, countless others.
It's way too
Lenny.
way
What
too many.
was that song? If there's a rock and roll heaven, I bet they have a hell of a band.
Yeah. Who is that?
I can't remember who sang that song.
Okay. So looks like we're gonna be closing out the night. I'm gonna because for one thing, we don't like Ernie said, we don't have Birdman here like jumping in. So
Because he would at least he'd take like a half hour.
okay, so I am going to read some old shit, and then Tom will wrap up the night. Okay, so okay, so go ahead and introduce me, Lost in Thought.
Let's hear it for this. Bye, Benny.
Hey, thanks for coming out, man.
Night, guys.
Bye, Benny's friend.
We'll be here again next week too. Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year, yay.
Yeah, I love your jacket too, by the way. Bulls. Okay.
Doubles.
So let's hear it for this lovely, lovely person standing next to me. Take a bow.
Oh.
Wasn't there a song like that, next to you, next to me, or?
Darling, if you want me to be
No. Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking
closer
of.
to you, get closer to me. I love that song.
No, I'm thinking of the Monkees. You're a little bit me.
Oh,
You're a
that
little
one.
bit you.
I like that one too.
Dude.
Get a little closer with Big Red. So coming up next.
Let him finish his intro, damn it.
I know, Ernie.
Hey, I'm filling in. We're an hour early, so.
Oh, yeah. So let's hear it for the lovely, the spicy, the somethingy, hot tamale.
Did he just say the somethingy? Oh, jeez. Okay. This is what I have to deal with, guys. 12 years, and I still don't know what he's saying 75% of the time. Okay, so when me and Ernie B were driving in, I'm one of those look at the moon type of people, no matter what phase it's in. So I'm going to read some old shit, and it's called The Moon. Soft white, silvery bright, illuminates the darkest night. Wolves howl in adoration, witches sit in contemplation. Luna lights an iridescent path on her ocean for lovers and sailors to follow. Pregnant with her glow, she begins to show, smiling at me. Woman, don't you see? You are ruled by the moon. Don't blame it on lunacy. Moths flit about like confetti in her light, swirling, dizzying patterns, flying higher than a kite. Warm red flow from between creamy soft thighs. With every passing month, another chance dies. Sweet mother moon, mama's milk, nurture us along our way. Dance across the night sky in your nocturnal ballet. Thank you. That's
Fuck yeah!
that's actually one of my favorites because I remember when I wrote that, I was really kind of like, I just woke up and started writing. It was almost like, it almost felt like automatic writing. I just put it out. Really, I didn't have to think about it much. So coming up to close out the night, the hype man himself, Tom Moonbird. Ow!
It's Tom Moonbird. 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 Tom Moonbird.
Corroborees, baby. They were gatherings of tribes like us in seasons when they came together and danced in patterns around fire in deserts that demanded hunting as a way of survival on the land, which also needed healing. So fire was used as control burns to chase out food sources and preserve land from abuse. Healing also came from the gathering, like this one, conversations in diversity which prevented conflict and restored our harmonies. None of this is possible now. All land is real estate and bushfires intense as environmental wars. So why do we not dance together, listen and talk together? Yabba yabba in corroboree might just heal distances between you and with me, like the warmth of a circle of a cycle in the dark to be close to the flickering, crackling life. Call it solstice, Saturnalia, Kwanzaa. Disposition both ancient as cave and fire and circle, fresh as the dead wood, sacrifice for warmth, stillness cracked by the crackling of sticks, silence of stars in a handheld distance. You could reach right up and drink in their light, which twinkles and beams out of history's sight. Were you to sleep through this evening saga, you would miss the night birds answering ragas. Were you to awaken to frozen starlight, there would still be hours before first light. Here is where deserts stop and derail time. It falls off tracks and joins rocks and sand. They are forever here. You are now part of the land. Circles and polka dots in the Philippines, empty suitcases in Colombia and Ecuador, colorful underwear in Brazil, Bolivia, and Mexico. Eat 12 grapes in Spain before midnight. Coming into the new year is celebrated everywhere. So forget that virtual ball drop in NYC. Eat round foods, hold round coins, think round earth as our world turns inevitably forward and time will not return to us. There is Janus waiting to be born again, a child wrapped in swaddling robes, celebrating the new at the Boise potato drop, Mount Olive pickle drop, the Bethlehem peeps drop, and the mobile moon pie drop. Drop into a new year. Make sure you survive the drop because this is your festival of joy. Out of the chaos of 2020, we make of personal disasters occasions for learning. Hold on to the values that sustain you. Select them at random or hold on to your personal history. We are all part of a great chain of being. Enlightenment continuing. Forms changing. We change. Urge for community celebration remains. Festive seasons ongoing, filling up our calendars. Happy Advent, Hanukkah, Solstice, Saturnalia, Kwanzaa, and for the rest of us, Festivus, because the flowers will grow through the concrete poetry of our days. We weeds will survive forever. We have wildflowers seated by the side of Texas highways, reminding us of these seasons' continuous and beauty. A flower never signed up for flower power. Beauty never was conscripted. To share who we are tonight is a gift and a right when it adds to both giver and receiver. Wishing you all a happy moment. May that moment be forever. Happy New Year next week, next Sunday. Happiness forever for Kickbutt, spoken and heard, and every person flying tonight. Wassail!
Woo! Bark at the moon. Oh! Give it up for Tom Moonbird. Woo! Boy, but yes, you guys are correct. This is the last show of 2020.
You know what I kind of miss?
Yikes! This has been a hell of a year.
Like at this hour, or not? Yeah, well, yeah, like at this hour,
having shows with more people in the room.
Well, yeah, but no, like right before when we're getting ready to sign off, like Andrew Horniman or somebody would just run in at the last second. Remember that?
I missed that.
Either Andrew Horniman or Andrew Stone.
Andrew Stone,
He'd come running in with his guitar.
Brian, not Brian Lamont, the other Brian, the guitarist.
The one that would sing about Maricopa
Yeah.
County. Yeah, the pilot.
We sang that song about Lester. What was that song about Lester? I love that song.
Wasn't that the one with the bomb inside the vibrator?
Yeah.
So the sex toy?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was awesome.
Yeah, and he knew he was going to prison, so he said goodbye to the sun.
This guy made really interesting songs that were like politically charged about murder, but you would laugh.
They were funny songs, but he sang like a complete, like, professional country singer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, totally serious, but the stories were hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, and he sang this song about how he was going to get back at his ex-wife by planting a bomb inside of a dildo and leaving it wrapped up. Mm-hmm. And he finished his business and he said goodbye to the son because he knew he was going to go to prison, you know. and the neighbors came running because there was, you know, it was
huge explosion.
Oh man, he's retired now. He's semi-retired anyway, and the company that, because he flew private jets.
Didn't he like fly a Cessna or something?
No. He flew Learjets.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Gulfstream 4s and Gulfstream 5s, and he would fly people like John Travolta and politicians and stuff around.
And Benjamin Bratt. I remember he mentioned Benjamin Bratt.
And and so he said, okay, he's retired, but the company said, well, you know, if you want, you know, we'll throw you some gigs here and there. In other words, he's still on the rock. He's retired, but if he wants to fly, okay, you know, they'll call him up. Because I mean, the fuel alone. I asked him one time, the fuel alone, like to fly from here to Los Angeles or something, it'd be like $3,000, just the fuel.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if that was both ways or just one way. So you can't necessarily joyride in a Learjet.
No.
And if you're going to take a Learjet, it better be for a good reason because.
And didn't he buy a ranch kind of like west?
Yeah, northwest somewhere.
Northwest of here, yeah.
Yeah,
where he's retiring.
He got a ranch out there, and so he's like, you know, screw this, I'm done. But he had good songs, and he was notorious for coming in like when we were tearing down. After everyone else was gone, he'd walk in with his guitar, like, "Oh man, you should have shut up earlier." You know.
Okay, should we do the thing?
I was just.
Or were you going to say something else?
Thinking.
See, that's where we usually get in trouble is when you think.
See, as soon as he starts thinking.
Oh yeah.
Okay, should we do the thing?
When you were saying "Okay, I believe you," makes me okay. I believe you. Jumping and dying, da 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 da, and like, remember. What? Especially that scene in Beetlejuice when they were all like, and then what is it? What the mom was saying, Deo, Deo, daylight come and me one go home.
Please.
Okay, and
then they all started dancing around the table, and then they sat down, and their dishes came to life.
Is there a point to this?
Nope. And then the hands came out of.
What the hell? Why are you telling us this?
Because Because Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies.
I just thought it was going to be pertinent to what we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
what does that have to do with anything that we were saying?
Absolutely not. Okay, I'm going to do the thing.
Does it have a point?
No.
Or are you just going to continue describing the rest of the scene?
Yes. You have been witness to the best, the
best.
baddest open mic in the ATX, spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, Music, and Booze. It's not just an open mic, it's a show. It is a show without each and every one of you, including you, James. Thank you and good night. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll
Year.
see you next year.
See you next year. Woo!
Eat more beef.